Let's unbox the Ducky Zero 6108 mechanical keyboard. On the front of the box, you can see we've got the Ducky logo, the name of the keyboard, and then a little bit of graphic design in some fancy colors. Flipping it over, you've got a little bit more information about the keyboard, the fact that it's USB, how much it weighs, the dimension, etc., and that you do not want to pour liquids into your keyboard. So that is the keyboard itself. You can see it's full size, and we'll take a closer look at that later. We have the Ducky warranty card. A little bit of information about where you can download the user manual. That looks to be our USB dongle. So this is a wireless keyboard, so that's what's going to be plugged into the computer to use it wirelessly. It does just come with a plain black cable, a black plastic cable. Obviously, you're only going to use this for charging as it's a wireless keyboard, but it is pretty basic, that one, with a little bit of Ducky Velcro. Now, I've not seen this before from Ducky. I've unboxed a bunch of different keyboards. This is actually a switch puller on one end and a keycap puller on the other end, so that is something a little bit different. Our final item in the box is an additional spacebar. So all of the Ducky keyboards do normally come with a Zodiac spacebar. It does vary depending on what year your keyboard was made. This one was obviously made during the Year of the Dragon, so we get a super cool white Year of the Dragon spacebar, which you can fit if you want to. Now we can take a closer look at the keyboard itself. So this is a full-sized wireless keyboard from Ducky. It's actually their first wireless keyboard, which is quite shocking because they've been around a while and they've taken a while to sort of get on the wireless bandwagon, but they've done it right. It does have USB connectivity, Bluetooth connectivity, or you can also connect it via USB-C. So plenty of options there depending on how you want to use it. The keyboard itself is actually really affordable as well. It is a great price for a full-size wireless keyboard, and despite that, I think it actually looks and feels really good. It's available in this classic white coloration, or you can just get it in plain black. It's going to be suitable no matter what your setup is. Taking a look at the front, you can see that it has an all-white chassis, all-white shine-through keycaps, and that is because it does have fully customizable RGB lighting. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug it in now so we can take a closer look. Here it is, plugged in and all lit up. You can see that it does have that kind of a rainbow RGB lighting effect. Thankfully, if you're not a fan, you can actually change it between a few different modes by pressing the function and F10. And there is plenty of different RGB effects on there. Ducky is obviously, they do like their RGB lighting, and you can change it all on board the keyboard itself. Super easy to change between a bunch of different settings, and you can just also turn it off as well if you wanted to. So if we flip the keyboard over and now take a look at the back, you can see that it is also plain white on the back here. You've got a couple of different channels you can run the USB-C cable through. Next to the USB-C port is your on and off switch, so you can turn it off to save battery, turn it on while you're using it in its wireless mode. You've got feet that you can change between 3 different settings, so you can have it flat on your desk, or you can also adjust it so you've got a little bit more height with the smaller foot, or you can extend the larger foot and have it at a different angle, whatever's most comfortable for you. There's a couple of rubber feet on the bottom as well, and that combined with the quite hefty weight that it has kind of stops it moving around on your desk too much, makes it nice and steady to use. So this keyboard does use the new Cherry MX2A switches. They have an improved internal structure, which should mean a better typing experience. They're going to be smoother, less scratchy, just overall feel more premium compared to the regular Cherry MX switches. This keyboard is actually using the Cherry MX Speed Silver, but you can also get it in red, blue, or brown, depending on which switch type is your favorite. I must say silver is definitely not my favorite, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a type test so we can see how it sounds and feels. I must say I am very impressed by that. I think the Cherry MX2A switches are a really big improvement over the originals. They do definitely feel a lot smoother. They don't have like any stem wobble. They're a lot less scratchy, and combined with the nice stabilizers and really solid construction of this keyboard, it obviously has some foam and some really good like gasket mounts on the inside as well. It provides a really good typing experience. You can never really go wrong with the Ducky keyboard. They always do a good job. Of course, it is also hot swappable as well, so you can use the included keycap puller and then the included switch puller. And just like that, you can remove the switches. And it is actually compatible with 3-pin and 5-pin mechanical switches. So there is hundreds of different options out there. If you're not a huge fan of the Cherry switches that it comes with, you can just swap it out for something like Kale, Gateron, Glorious. There are so many different types to choose from, and it's really nice to have that option and even a more affordable keyboard. The keycaps themselves, I must say, also actually feel pretty good. They are double shot PBT keycaps, so they're not going to go all shiny, and the legends will never wear off. Even though you can actually see the RGB lighting through them, they are actually double shot as well, which I really like. If we open up my final little bag here, we can take a look at the USB 2.4 GHz dongle. So like I said, it does have tri-band connectivity, Bluetooth, wireless, or USB. The little dongle itself is really cute. It actually comes in a keycap, so you can go ahead and actually install this on your keyboard, and it's a nice safe place to keep your dongle, and you can keep it safe. When it comes to battery life while using it in its wireless mode, it has a 2500 milliamp hour battery, which Ducky says can last up to around 5 days with the RGB lighting off. One of my colleagues at Overclockers UK has actually bought this keyboard, so I went ahead and asked him if that claim was true. He actually said using the keyboard like on and off, obviously you're not typing on your keyboard all the time, even with the RGB lighting on, it actually lasts him up to a week, which is really good. I think for a wireless keyboard, having that amount of time using it without having to plug it in and charge it is actually really good. It has quite a big battery. Obviously it's a larger keyboard, it's got some weight to it, so there must be quite a big battery in there somewhere. And overall, I think it's a really good option for a wireless keyboard. Ducky's first wireless keyboard, they've done a great job. They've made it very classic. You can choose from black or white. They've used the new improved Cherry MX switches. It's hot swappable. It's got double shot PBT keycaps. It just ticks so many boxes for a keyboard. The only maybe downside is that it does only come in full size. So if you're after a smaller size keyboard, you might have to look somewhere else. But overall, I think the Ducky Wireless 6108 is a really good option, available now at Overclockers UK.